The Fédération Internationale Automobile, FIA, conducted an inspection over the Brazilian Grand Prix last weekend and, as reported, found no evidence of extra moisture in the tires and wheel rims used by Formula One teams. This clarification follows recent concerns raised by Red Bull, which suggested that some teams, particularly their rivals for the 2024 title, McLaren, may have been using water to enhance tire performance and manage overheating issues. The scrutiny comes amidst a backdrop of heightened competitiveness in the current F1 season, where any perceived advantage can significantly impact race outcomes. Red Bull's allegations underscore the intense pressure teams face to innovate and adapt their strategies to maintain a competitive edge. However, the FIA's thorough investigation has reaffirmed the integrity of the technical regulations, emphasizing their commitment to ensuring a level playing field in the sport. As the championship race intensifies, teams and fans alike will be monitoring developments closely, eager to see how these dynamics unfold as the season progresses. The FIA has found no evidence supporting claims of a tire cooling trick after concerns were raised by Red Bull Racing, according to reports. In a remarkable performance at the Brazilian Grand Prix in Interlagos, Red Bull driver Max Verstappen took a significant step towards securing his fourth consecutive World Championship. Starting from 17th on the grid, he delivered an impressive drive, ultimately clinching his 8th victory of the F1 2024 season. This win not only highlights Verstappen's skill but also reinforces Red Bull's dominance in the current championship. As the season progresses, questions about technical integrity and competitive strategies will remain at the forefront of discussions among teams and fans alike. Max Verstappen currently holds a commanding 62-point lead over McLaren driver Lando Norris as the F1 season heads into its final 3 races in Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. If Verstappen secures another title, he will join an exclusive club, becoming only the second driver in F1 history to win 4 consecutive world championships. The first was Sebastian Vettel, who notably achieved this feat with Red Bull between 2010 and 2013. With Verstappen's impressive form and the momentum of his recent victory, fans eagerly await the closing races to see if he can solidify his legacy alongside Vettel's remarkable achievements. This season, Max Verstappen has showcased remarkable consistency and skill, securing multiple wins and podium finishes. Notably, his victories often came despite challenging circumstances, including starting from lower grid positions. For instance, his recent triumph in Brazil, where he surged from 17th to 1 stone, epitomized his exceptional talent and Red Bull's competitive edge. Overall, Verstappen has dominated the season with a mix of pole positions, fastest laps, and strategic brilliance that set him apart from rivals like Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton. His ability to maintain high performance in various conditions has solidified his lead in the championship standings. In historical context, Sebastian Vettel's 4 consecutive championships from 2010 to 2013 with Red Bull Racing marked a significant era in F1. Vettel, then only 23, became the youngest world champion in 2010, and he continued to assert his dominance in the following years. His reign featured a mix of technical excellence from the Red Bull team and Vettel's exceptional driving, leading to records like the most wins in a single season. During these years, Vettel's relationship with his team and his seamless adaptation to changing regulations played crucial roles in his success. His ability to clinch the title 4 times in a row set a benchmark for future drivers, including Verstappen, who are now striving to replicate that achievement. If Verstappen succeeds this season, it would further underscore his position as one of the all-time greats in Formula One. Despite Max Verstappen's strong individual performance this season, Red Bull's mid-season slump has indeed impacted their Constructors' Championship position. Recently, Verstappen encountered several challenges that contributed to this decline. Underperformance and mechanical failures have plagued Red Bull at crucial moments. Problems like power unit failures or issues with the car's aerodynamics affected race outcomes, causing Verstappen to retire or finish lower than expected. McLaren and other teams have significantly improved the cars, making the grid much more competitive. McLaren's upgrades, particularly in aerodynamics and chassis performance, have allowed the drivers to consistently outpace Red Bull. Verstappen has had to contend with not just a stronger McLaren but also the resurgence of teams like Ferrari, making race wins harder to secure. Strategy plays a vital role in F1, and there have been instances where tire management issues hindered Verstappen. Whether it was failing to optimize pit stop timings or battling tire degradation during races, these factors made it challenging for him to maximize points. While Verstappen has managed to win from lower positions, qualifying further down the grid has made it more difficult for him to control races, often requiring significant effort to advance through the pack, which increases the risk of contact or accidents. With growing expectations following his recent championship, Verstappen faces heightened pressure from both the team and the media. The psychological toll of being the defending champion can sometimes affect performances, especially if results do not align with expectations. As the season progresses, how Red Bull addresses these issues will be pivotal in their fight to regain competitiveness and support Verstappen's quest for more individual success. Max Verstappen's victory in Brazil is indeed a significant moment, ending a challenging phase for him and Red Bull. This marked his first win in 10 races, which had been the longest dry spell since the 2020 season. Here are a few key factors surrounding this situation and its implications for the Constructors' Championship. As the 2024 season progressed, McLaren and Ferrari showed remarkable improvements, both in performance and consistency. Their ability to maximize points with strategic decisions and strong race pace has left Red Bull struggling to keep pace. Despite the challenges, Verstappen's win in Brazil underscores his talent and determination. Breaking the winless streak indicates his ability to adapt under pressure and capitalize on opportunities, which is crucial in the tight competition. The impact on Red Bull's Constructors' Championship is substantial. As the second half of the season unfolded, consistent podium finishes from teams like McLaren and Ferrari allowed them to gain valuable points, increasing the gap ahead in the standings. Following the Brazilian Grand Prix, it's essential for Red Bull to address the issues that contributed to their slump. This includes focusing on car development, reliability, and race strategies to regain their competitive edge and support Verstappen more effectively. Verstappen's recent win could be a turning point, giving him and the team renewed confidence as they head into the remaining races. Building momentum now is crucial, not just for individual wins, but also for improving their standing in the Constructors' Championship. In summary, Verstappen's victory in Brazil is a pivotal moment in what has been a challenging season for him and Red Bull. As they regroup and analyze their performance, the final races of 2024 will be critical for regaining ground on their rivals. The allegations surrounding McLaren and other teams using water to cool their tires have sparked considerable controversy in Formula One. Here's a brief overview of the situation. Red Bull has claimed that some teams, including McLaren, may have been illegally introducing small amounts of water into their tires through the valves. This method could potentially lower tire temperatures, enhancing grip and performance during races. Following these claims, the FIA has launched an investigation into the matter. The governing body takes such allegations seriously, as they can have significant implications for fair competition in the sport. The investigation could involve scrutiny of team data and practices. Formula One has strict regulations governing tire usage and modifications. Any manipulation that falls outside these guidelines could result in penalties for the teams involved, potentially affecting their points and standings in the championship. If true, this practice could explain some of the performance discrepancies seen in recent races, particularly if teams like McLaren have gained a competitive edge. It also raises questions about the integrity of the sport and how teams interpret and adhere to the regulations. McLaren and other teams accused may provide their rebuttals or evidence to counter these allegations. The dynamic between competing teams could become more charged as the investigation unfolds, influencing team strategies and public perceptions. In conclusion, The claims made by Red Bull about tire cooling methods have led to a significant investigation by the FIA. As F1 continues to evolve, maintaining fairness and transparency is crucial for the integrity of the sport, and the outcome of this investigation may have lasting effects. The situation regarding tire manipulation in Formula One, particularly the allegations surrounding the use of water for cooling, has become quite complex. Here's a clearer overview. Red Bull is said to be familiar with the advantages of using water in tires, as they previously employed this method before it was outlawed by the FIA. This historical insight might fuel their suspicions against rival teams currently being scrutinized. The tires produced by Pirelli have faced criticism for overheating, which often leads to performance degradation during races. As teams seek competitive advantages, strategies to manage tire temperatures become crucial. Mario Isola, the head of Pirelli's F1 and racing activities, addressed these allegations during the Brazilian GP weekend. He stated that Pirelli has found no evidence of teams adding water to their tires. According to him, the data has not shown any abnormalities that would suggest such practices. The integrity of tire data is essential for the FIA's investigations. Pirelli's findings could be pivotal in determining whether any teams have indeed resorted to illegal practices or if these allegations stem from competitive tensions between teams. As the investigation progresses and more information comes to light, the ongoing scrutiny will likely have implications for team strategies and the regulatory landscape in Formula One. If any wrongdoing is discovered, it could lead to penalties or changes in how teams approach tire management. This situation illustrates the complexities of F1, where technological innovation and regulatory compliance continually clash, emphasizing the fine line teams must navigate in pursuing competitive advantages while adhering to the rules. A report from a trusted source has confirmed that Formula One's governing body, the FIA, has reached the same conclusion regarding the recent concerns raised within the sport. Following an inspection in Brazil, the FIA found no evidence of extra moisture present in the tires and wheel rims. The suspicions from Red Bull reportedly stemmed from the events of the Singapore Grand Prix in September. In that race, Lando Norris delivered a stunning performance, capturing victory from pole position and finishing ahead of Max Verstappen by an impressive margin of 20.9 seconds. This race is widely regarded as one of the most dominant displays of the 2024 F1 season. The report also mentions allegations that some teams may have used water to enhance tire cooling. It states that water and watermarks were reportedly observed inside some rims after the tires were examined at Pirelli's facility following the Singapore Grand Prix. This has raised further questions about the integrity of the team's strategies in the race. The tire cooling tactic marks the latest chapter in the ongoing rivalry between Red Bull and McLaren in the 2024 F1 season. Last month, McLaren made a significant decision to alter their entire lineup of rear wings. This change followed the successful use of a mini DRS system, which enhances straight-line performance by creating a slot gap in the rear wing. This innovation contributed to Oscar Piastri's victory in Azerbaijan, further intensifying the competition between the two teams. The tire cooling trick has added an intriguing element to Red Bull's performance strategy. If the allegations of water usage for tire cooling are accurate, it could provide substantial advantages in maintaining optimal tire temperatures, enhancing grip and overall car performance. While Red Bull has been strong all season, the effectiveness of this trick could level the playing field, especially against teams like McLaren, who are also pushing for innovation. Any potential advantage gained through this method might challenge Red Bull's dominance, leading to closer competition. As scrutiny increases, it could lead to regulatory changes or enforcement to maintain fairness in the sport. That said, if Red Bull adapts quickly and effectively to counter these strategies, it could maintain or even strengthen its competitive edge. The ongoing battle between teams will keep fans engaged and eager to see how the dynamics unfold throughout the season. Ahead of the United States Grand Prix, Red Bull became embroiled in the Gate controversy concerning a mechanism that allowed them to adjust the car's ride height from the cockpit. This situation raised concerns about the legality and fairness of such adjustments during races. In response to the scrutiny, Red Bull issued a statement during the US GP weekend, indicating that they had reached an agreement with the FIA regarding the issue. This suggests a willingness to work collaboratively with the governing body to ensure compliance while addressing any technical ambiguities surrounding the mechanism. The resolution of this matter is crucial, as it impacts not only Red Bull's performance but also sets a precedent for how similar technologies are managed in the future. Fans and competitors alike will be closely watching how this situation unfolds and whether it leads to any lasting implications for Red Bull's championship campaign. Fernando Alonso, the Aston Martin driver, has recently joined the chorus of criticism aimed at Pirelli's wet tires following the rain-affected Brazilian GP weekend. Drivers have expressed concerns about the performance and reliability of the wet tires, particularly in conditions that typically warrant the use of the extreme wet compound. The ongoing dissatisfaction with the wet tires highlights a persistent issue in motorsport, where safety and competitive integrity are paramount. Many drivers have voiced doubts about the tires' ability to provide adequate grip and control on wet tracks, which can lead to hesitance in their use during critical moments of a race. Alonso's remarks underscore a broader frustration within the grid, as drivers seek reliability and performance from their equipment. The feedback from top names like Alonso could prompt Pirelli to reassess their wet tire design and performance characteristics. As the F1 season progresses, it will be interesting to see how these concerns influence tire development and perhaps even rule changes to improve safety and racing conditions in inclement weather. Alonso's comments reflect a growing frustration among drivers regarding Pirelli's wet tires, particularly when racing in challenging weather conditions. He highlighted that the current tires do not meet the standards expected in a top-tier racing category like Formula One. His observation about frequent aquaplaning incidents points to a serious safety concern. Even during light rain, drivers struggle for control, leading to accidents. The reference to Franco Colapinto crashing behind the safety car underscores the extreme difficulty in maintaining grip, even when speeds are reduced. Alonso's assertion that, "sometimes you can't even follow the safety car," reveals how inadequate the wet tire performance can be, particularly in conditions that should allow for safer pace management. This critique pressures both Pirelli and the FIA to consider improvements to wet tire design, aiming to enhance safety and performance during rain-affected races. As these discussions unfold, it is clear that adapting the tire specifications could be a significant step in improving not only driver confidence but also overall race safety in wet conditions.